don't need to pull the jumpers, right, for that.
I did pull those jumpers.
You did? Okay.
Oh, master alarm. Okay. Let's
So
see.
this is the simulator of a lunar module. That's what you would have seen if you were with Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin that day.
Okay.
So now he's doing that 37 program 63, which we saw before. And the AGC you're seeing over there, you can look at the real disky and see it's doing the calculations. It's going to produce the answer in a minute or so.
Yep. So we're going to push in the landing radar circuit breaker.
Right.
Turn on both things. And the alt and range monitor and alt to out rate. So now the AGC is also controlling the tape meters here.
That they show things like altitude and thrust and all.
So if I hit proceed, we're going to align ourselves to point in the right direction. Then enter. So now it's propagating its state to ignition minus 35 seconds. I'm going to put the AGS into auto because it's on the checklist, even though we don't have. Actually, we do have an AGS. This guy.
Yeah.
This guy's running an emulator, so we could be able to see the thrusters. And then I'll get a flash invert 99. Proceed to confirm ignition.
Then we look up there, see the engine just went up to 10%.
Yep. So engine's at 10%. So I'm going to turn on descent engine command override to keep the engine on. And then at ignition plus 26 seconds, we'll throttle up.
It starts out at low power so it can get everything lined up right before it's providing full thrust.
He's controlling these tape meters, which show our altitude and altitude rate. The error enables on the FDAI, which show how well we're pointed in the way we're supposed to be going. And then the cross pointer up here. AGC is also controlling this. This shows our forward and lateral velocities, which isn't useful now, but will be when we get close to the surface. Yeah, so now we just kind of wait. The next thing I'll be doing at ignition plus...
You can show our velocity lowering, right? Don't you have that coming at the bottom screen there?
On the disky?
Yeah.
Yeah, so our velocity relative to the surface is starting to count down.
Going down, and then the cumulative change at the bottom, right?
No, this is our altitude now.
Oh, it is? Okay,
Yep.
different screen.
And then this is our altitude rate. So we're going down at 13 feet per second, and then we are 46,600 feet up.
Right, we started at 50,000.
Yep. So then at ignition plus 3 minutes 30 seconds, I'm going to roll the LEM over.
So you'll see out the window, you'll see it actually spin around.
Yeah. So we're flying in heads down mode right now, which is looking out at the lunar surface, which the Apollo 11 astronauts wanted to do just so they could see where they were. They didn't do this on later missions. And this is all being controlled by the AGC. I'm just giving like an input into the AGC for this, but it's this that's controlling the yaw.
It's firing the thrusters and controlling the spacecraft.
So we're going around to about 360 degrees here.
So this is the excellent view they had.
Yeah, it's looking out into, and then the difference, the delta H, which is the difference between the radar returns and our estimated altitude.
Right.
So we're about 4 kilometers off right now, which is a lot. We're 4 kilometers lower than the AGC thinks, but that's within range. So I'm going to do a verb 57 enter to start incorporating the radar readings.
So now it merges them to get a shared view of how high they are.
And then verb 16, now in 68 again.
So that was the code. Aldrin would type that in, and then program alarm 1202. They did it again. Another program alarm.
Yep. And because we're now incorporating the radar readings into our state vector, the delta H is starting to count down as our estimate converges with our actual altitude. So that's good. So we're going to slow this
That's
down.
right. Accommodate, yes. Otherwise, you're not slowing down your horizontal. You're right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're coming up on P64. 2 minutes 30 seconds. 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 2 minutes 30 se There it
It
is.
is. Okay.
I'm gonna put the landing radar into hover mode.
And see the 8 ball starting to move a little.
Yep. So there's our landing site. So this angle here displayed on the disky, 60 degrees. If you look on this scale, the landing point designator, this shows us where we're heading based on this angle. So I can hit proceed here to allow redesignations. And now if I push my joystick forward or to the left or right, I can change where the AGC is trying to put us. So I'm gonna shoot for this little light area there, and it's a little bit further than the AGC is taking us. So I'm gonna redesignate forward a couple times. And when it takes that command, it pitches forward a little bit.
And then you watch that angle number and the disky change.
Yep.
Or over there.
And this number is up to 2 seconds behind because of the servicer period. So you have to take that into account as you're looking at your numbers. We're still a little bit short, I think, so I'm gonna press forward one more time. Okay, and then I'm gonna redesignate to the side a little bit. Get us more towards the middle.
So you can see how it's tilting as the limb orients itself.
There. 30. Might go forward just a little bit more.
Not the shadow.
Yep, there's our shadow. The shadow was one of the most important parts of the landing, and so the angle of the sun with respect to the landing site was the biggest constraint on launch windows.
All right, that's what set what day you had to land. And take off. Yeah, you
Green light
just
right
right
around
angle
here.
off the horizon, not too hot yet.
So I'm gonna put us into attitude hold mode, and then press the rate of descent switch down. And so now I have control over the lunar module. I think
You're still 64.
I'm still in 64. Do I have to use the keyboard? It's not taking my rate of descent inputs. That's
So the
interesting.
AGC, as the software is written, will land automatically. Of course, if there's a boulder there or something,
Yeah,
it's
so
not smart enough to spot that. So every astronaut would interrupt, they would take control by doing what he's trying to do here. And when he does that, it should say program 63. Program 66.
yeah, so I got a program alarm 112. I'm not sure what that is, but we're in P65 now, which is the auto landing mode. So it's just going to land where I designated by itself without me taking joystick inputs.
We'll have to figure that out for the demo.
Yeah.
So where like the altitude displays and stuff.
So our altitude is 82 feet. We're going down at about 3 feet per second.
Right. 71, 65 feet. And if you look at that X thing up in the top left, that quadrant, 4-quadrant thing, it's showing you where the targets are. Oh, kicking up dust. And watch that blue light at the top. Contact light.
Contact.
So now he stops the engine. And then he's got a couple of checklist items.
So ACA at a detent, and then
Right.
descent engine command override off, and engine arm off.
They have to do some things so they can abort immediately if they have a problem.
Both auto. Yep.
And then say your statement.
What?
So what's your radio transmission now?
Oh, Houston, the Eagle has landed.
Yeah, Tranquility Base here.
So now I can do verb 37 enter, 68 enter to confirm the landing.
We just landed on the moon.